Harlem Season 2 came out of the gate hitting with the jokes, with the style, with the storyline, especially with the jokes. This is not the type of show that's just labeled comedy. The humor is actually there. Perfection. I appreciated this season because it was way better than Season 1. It had taken a step further. This season is better than the last in regards to giving the character Angie, played by shoniquashandai, more screen time. Her performance was everything. She showed out with her acting skills, her singing, her zeal for this character. This character required a lot of physical movement, literal running, dancing, and dramatic stunts that had tears coming down my face. I was laughing so hard. She did it in here. From her smile to the bold confidence of the character. Regardless of what she did, and she did some things, I adored and respected her regardless. Maybe it's the actress herself, her own persona coming through. So classy with it. Seeing Sherrishepherd playing her mother, how they hyped each other up, so sweet. Her mother reminded her of what she's always taught her, of remembering who she is. Seeing lilrel depicting her attentive brother, showering encouragement and concern over her, marvelous. A great idea, whoever thought of it, to give her an episode of visiting family. Of us seeing family members of all the women throughout the season. Quinn's parents, jasmineguy and rickfox, acting as a couple once again together. I jumped for joy seeing it on screen again. Then we had Ty's supportive cousin, encouraging Ty and growing their family. It was such a tender conversation how they reminisced about their grandmother, how children was something important to consider for their legacy. We saw Camille visiting her mother, and we sensed the distance there, yet saw her mother coming to support her at her event. So beautiful. Family was the main motif in here. Family made by blood and or by bond. I'm glad they dropped this during Black History Month, touching on black joy, how one defines it for themselves as a black individual. I enjoyed that immensely. With this show, there are things these characters have done, identities and mindsets they represent, which I have never done or do not identify as. It didn't matter though, because the core qualities these women represent is what I can relate to and enjoyed seeing. Core qualities such as perseverance, bouncing back after a slump, making the best decisions for one's mental health, along with remembering you can help your community with your decisions, such as Ty recognizing her value, her contribution to her communities, and how she's helped others with her creation. She was ready to end her app Q despite her ex, her legal husband, so he wouldn't get half. However, someone reminded her about how much Q was helping her intended audience, and she didn't want to take that away from her people. Racheltrue played Ty's friend, turned dating friend, which I thought was cool. This season had more guest appearances and cameos than the last one, making this one way more lit. When I saw Countessvaughn, straight up squealed. She brought the same energy she had on the Parkers, representing a figment of Angie's imagination, with her helping her help herself. We all adore Countess. I saw Isabella as more of a guest appearance since the actress Juanifeliz only appeared in the first few eps. I wondered why, then later saw her on the Rookie Feds, so I understood why she was gone for a second. Her vibes with Quinn were adorable. A great compliment in my opinion, unlike Camille and Ian. I found it a bit peculiar of Camille to just persuade Ian to come hither, but then she didn't deliver in the sense of union. Coming and demanding to leave the bride for you and then not immediately getting married yourself, showing up to the wedding doors, asking for somebody and can't give what the other person is offering to that said somebody. They didn't mention marriage once after Ian left Mira for her. Technically, Mira left him for the emotional and physical cheating with the lip locking and all. In a way, when Mira guessed about what Camille would do to Ian, she wasn't necessarily wrong. Camille wanted closure a little bit. She got it, but at the expense of Ian being dropped, in addition to having less than he did before bumping into Camille again. So, the fault lies with Ian once again. It's why I strongly suggest never to cheat so that karma doesn't come back to bite. Just break up with people. It's simple. No disrespect to Ian, because I got mad love for Mr. Tyler, aka P Valley's Diamond. But now that he's out of the way, Camille can go back to Jameson, aka Mr. Roney. It's meant to be. She slept next to him in peace and comfort without doing nothing. I ship it. Jameson knew Camille for a shorter time, way less than the 10 years Ian knew her, yet seemed to know her better than him. Didn't talk bad behind her back when she ended it with him, unlike Ian. Throughout this season, she tried to force things with Ian since his wedding got canceled because of her, despite that it's technically because he didn't reject her as a good fiance would have for Mira. Her and Jameson are endgame to me. Moving on, Angie and Michael. 2 words, couple goals. Michael was so polite, smart, sophisticated, and gorgeous. Him helping her ride a bike on the first night that they met, king behavior. I needs to get me somebody who will propose with a light up box to highlight the ring or something. Yes. I'ma pause here real quick just to state how well orchestrated this season was. Serious and real topics in relation to the realities of black people were mentioned in a casual way though, in a way of acknowledgement. Things such as blackfishing, mental health, and healthcare disparity. The way they presented the difficulty in getting proper medical opinions and options is why you gotta kick the metaphorical door down to get what you need in life. Look out for you. That's the main message I got from this season. You gotta look out for yourself. Research things when able. Now, to my assumptions. I truly believe neither Ty nor Angie is pregnant, despite that I wouldn't mind if they decided to pull a fast one with Angie and her new suave man Michael. Having a child, it just wouldn't fit her character. She's been living her best life for far too long for her to suddenly be with child now. No way. We know about Ty's health situation, plus she already mentioned she wasn't going to use her eggs anytime soon. In contrast, we saw Camille have her special friend slip out, so it's possible she got pregnant then, or more realistically, amongst all of them, Quinn is the pregnant one. Since 1, she hooked up with her ex Keith, who 2, in real life is this lovely actress's empire husband, along with 3 being actually pregnant in real life, to 4 the writers of the show might want to write in her child and husband, which I would scream and shout in excitement over. We stand real life love, get it? A big applause to the writers of the show, to the actresses Megan Good, Grace Byers, Jerry Johnson, and shoniquashandai. Outstanding performances here. Megan really played this character who you wanted to shake at times, yet really amazing season. It was fulfilling. It doesn't feel as if the audience was left adrift. I could rewatch this season over and over again, no problem, which I just might. And that's just my take on it, but feel free to leave comments about your own perception of this movie and how you felt about it. That's all for today. Stay tuned.